Beautiful ignited souls, we are ready for a new creation. I've got to do this because I've been looking for a text and I thought I've got to start this text. And I was looking for the verse, of course, and then it was on number 14. What am I saying about number 14, people? So I went, you know, so excited that I have found what I really want to say. I hope I am able to convey the depth of message. So for this reason, I'm going to call on the gods of specifically the God, the said God. So the said God is God of words, and I feel there's the God of the day as well. I've got to tell you so much about the gods. It's a lot like the zodiac signs and so on. So I'm going to call on the said God, the ended God, and the made God. So these three gods are very instrumental in what I am doing or what we are doing right now on YouTube. Just make it's really being part of a new creation. So let me welcome you, wonderful people and new subscribers. Oh, you really should see what I do when I see that you have subscribed. I go, yeah. Now, because I've had to address my feeling, my thought. I know that I do good content, so but I also know it's kind of new. It's a new way of teaching, and I'm hoping that I'm able to deliver things in the way that I really intend to, or in that people are able to actually understand it. So it lets me know, fixing my hair, it lets me know that someone actually understands what I'm saying, and then that gives me cause for celebration. So here is where I understand you're not a sheep at all. No, 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 no. But in the vein of what I'm going to say is when Jesus says, or if he had 100 flock or 99 flock and one went, oh, whatever, or the prodigal son or any of these, you celebrate the coming of us sheep. You understand what I'm saying. So back to my text here on Genesis of chapter 1. Now, here I'm going to really say this again. You are the Bible. Everything as it is said, so within, so without. There is a representation of everything that we are, whether we can think of something, whether it's the leaf of the tree and there's the roots, you can find something like itself. So for instance, speaking of the tree, the roots branch out, and likewise above the trunk, the branches, of course, you see they branch out. So basically they take on the same shape, and that's exactly, thank you, and that's exactly what I mean. So basically the Bible is an external representation, my pen fell down, as an external representation of you. Your codes, they all codes. It's like we can see now scientists are able to give you all kinds of read all codes or in the cells, and the XY chromosome, whatever it is, or everything is coded and they have numbers attributed to them. But here I am saying this is the deep insight that has been deposited in me, and I am not, it's just is so real in the sense that some things you just know, even if you cannot say how you know. And so that is what is happening in all of us. Likewise, and this is the language of intuition, backed up by the language of synchronicity, all in tune. So let's see this here. And so, what I was trying to, the reason for getting this psalm is that, this verse rather, is that there is a time and season for everything, according to Proverbs under the sun. There is a time and a season for everything under the sun. When the season comes, it comes. When it is time, there is something called fate. There's also something called fake, which all both equals 14 as well. I'm having fun with this. So I suggest, you relax and let's just, if you haven't got a cup of tea, just let's have a cup of tea or something, because I feel that this is going to be rather delicious. Now, of course, I have been speaking of deliciousness on here. So yeah, it was, yeah, I'm just going by like Eve said, and it was good. Okay. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heavens to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years. That's it. Let them be for signs and for seasons. Now, the word sign, actually, I think, if I recall well, might also be sign, I think, might be 22, and sign. Let's just have a little fun. But what I really want to, because I have a way of going on before I really touch on what I want to say. The sign and season, or the signs are there and the seasons. Let them be for signs and for seasons. Here we have for seasons as well. This is what people don't realize. The scripture is very witty like that. Let them be for signs. What would the four signs be? Something's just come down. Ooh, I have to do this. Okay. So, let them be four signs. The four signs is it's not even exactly what first came to mind, but the four signs is like water, earth, and air, and fire. Now we could say that, but this is when you come into yourself, when all this is like harmonized, of course, which requires your it's the crucifixion. You come into total submission. Now the cases of people, well, particularly with R. Kelly, is that R. Kelly, I have noticed a pattern. In fact, I have something called patterns and pitfalls. I'm not sure if that's what I'm going to call this one, but patterns and pitfalls of perpetrators. Perhaps I should call it that. Patterns and pitfalls of perpetrators. They become so arrogant, they become so self-righteous. They don't see anything else. That's the pitfall. That's the pitfall of the perpetrator. He becomes too arrogant. But it's like everything else. Nothing stays stagnant. And no matter which route you are on, you've got to keep traveling on, because it's about movement, and that's the God of movement right now, the God of number 5, because the word moved, the verbatim God is the God of movement, equals 5, which is like Mother Eve, which is like Christ, which is pyramid, kundalini, and 5 is like coming alive, really is alive. So the Me Too movement actually also equals 14. I think if I had it right. Me Too, although I've just posted. So yeah, so we have 662. This is 14 right here. And this is 9. This is 45, which is 9. Of course, adding this together as well, in single 5 here, 5 plus 9 is 14. So here we see the Me Too movement this is the season where it's unlocking vaults and bolts of these arrogant people who have really taken things for granted, and people and think that they are untouchable. So I've got a story to give you right now because I want to, of course, say. So I wanted to point out it's for signs and season, but it really means for, because when you see FOR, it is asking you to take, it's an external, just put it this way, it's the external representation of yourself, which is where you come into your crucifixion of your north, south, your east, which is north, your south, your east, and west. This is the news. But it's like to see it as for. That is the external, as I say, representation of not including the you, which is in the word FOUR. The English language or the Bible is written very, very witty. It's in a witty way. Just look at, the book of Proverbs and Ecclesiastic gives you more flavor or open flavor. But in Genesis, that's where the real hidden gems are. So just look at it this way. When you plant a seed or a tree or whatever it is, the seeds, let me get, okay, here we are. That's what the Bible is, a representation of who you are. Are you all exposed, every part of your being, to the world? No, you are not. Your personality is, you can exert your five senses, like let someone know what smell, taste, and sensation or whatever emotion is going through you. But inside of you, they're not actually seen inside on you. Well, now, of course, you are screened everywhere you go, airport, whatever. But I am saying is that there is an inner part, just like it were a tree, people. There is another part that is hair. And likewise, you as the mobile Bible, no one really sees this part. But this is why you are required to go within, connect within, to know that you are growing. Whatever you need to grow, it's within you. Whatever you need to know, it's within you. And this needs to be activated. That's the codes. You are the mobile Bible. You are meant to ignite your mobile Bible. So, 12 minutes. I haven't spoken on what I want to speak on, but let's look at this. So, signs. I remember saying that I was going to do something on signs. SIGN and S. We're going to look at both. So this is 5791. So this is 10, 17, 22. Of course, now this makes it 23. Of course, this is the key. Now 23 is 5. It's like LIFE also equals free. Now, of course, life is of 4 letters. When we have 4 signs, we are doing life, LIFE. Okay, now let's just look at this, because key, the word key equals 14. Now, this is all in number 14, people. We need to just really wake up and get ignited. So, and God said, which again is the God of saying. When you hear God said, is the verbatim God who's speaking here. When this God speaks, this is the God who acts like a contractor of estate agent, or we call it, there's the other term, real estate. This is the God of real estate. If you are into kind of properties and things like that, of course, you are linked to that God, or better make sure you are linked to that God, because of course sales, and you want to talk, you want them to sign on that dotted line. That's the God right there. And of course, the said God is also of 4 letters and has the I in there. Now, said God, SAID, also you have aid. Of course, it's like that God aids you to do whatever it is. And there is lots more. But there is the sadness part as well. So you have to be mindful. All the gods have their opposites as well. Okay, that's when you're not involved, that God is sad. Right. So let there be light. When that God speaks, it commands things into being. Let there be light in the firmament of the heaven, and to divide the day from the night. So basically, that God is demanding to see the books, if you like, to be able to differentiate what's correct, what isn't, what's right, what's wrong, what's black, what's white, what's up, what's down. This is what that God is doing, like the tree. So it's going to not just know about the branches, it wants to know about the roots. So it is saying, let there be signs. So the signs, of course, this is what you see: a tree, it bears fruits, and of course at some stage the fruit of, oh, it bears flowers, it drops its leaves. It's saying, look, I need rest. It's like a mother giving birth. It says, I need to have my rest, convalescence, whatever it is, to rejuvenate. And so, hey, in this season of sexual assault and sexual abuse, molestation, whatever it is that is happening, particularly being ignited in the revelation of it is being ignited in the black people of color community, you are really seeing that it is the season. The tree of that which has held that kind of crime together, it's saying no more. Now, people, this coincides so well, because even before I knew about these cases and so on, because I haven't been really following much of what's happening here or there, because I'm about healing and, helping other people and so on. But I have been, of course, been given TRSHC, which happens to be showing here. And, the gods have said to me, this is the season. We are giving you this remedy for people who have been sexually abused, sexually molested, whatever, even people who have been perpetrators as well. This remedy is not discriminating such people as well. So it is saying that the pace of events and activities that is happening in the world, it is giving and granting us a 5-day course that would break down all barriers of ever having the chance to pass this virus on to other generations to come. Now, isn't that wonderful? I am just so delighted about that. So this is what equally we are being given something that we can balance the scales. So this is a time where all the woodworms are coming out, all the carcass has to come out, house cleaning has to be done, words have to be spoken, doors have to be unlocked, voices have to be heard, people have to give their witnesses and be witnesses to whatever is happening. The timid person now becomes brave. They are really taking their position, their rightful position, because this is the season. They have now people are seeing perhaps what's happened with R. Kelly, for instance. They see it as a sign. And I hope that many who have been or had the inclination to do anything, that they have second thoughts. Now, this is the thing people would say, oh, why did it take so long with R. Kelly? This is the same thing people would say, oh, why did you just speak up now? The people, there are divine times, divine season. Don't we every so often have a breakthrough of something? Well, not like what's happening now, I don't think, but there's always a breakthrough, or always a break, or something always breaks out. Equally, we have to acknowledge that the universe is sending positive breakthroughs as well to counterbalance the energies in the world. So I find this really interesting. Now, seasons, because I want to really share a story with you. I may have to do this in another video just to keep the videos, reasonably at reasonable length. Yeah, because if you go by my ability to go on, I'm like the two serpents that said God. Okay, so seasons, Seaso. So it's seasons, really. It's like sounds, the lights, the suns, or okay. It is said we came from the sea. That's another story. Okay, so this is seven. Sea is seven, and sun is 12. I think it's 12 actually. Yeah, 5, 10, 11, 12. Isn't it interesting that sun should be 12, like the 12 zodiac signs? But of course we have the S here, which is 13, because the other one, Confucius or whatever his name is I said Confucius sounds like the writer, but anyway, or poet or something. I might have let's have a laugh. Let's have a laugh. Okay. Yeah. So, well, we call him that as well. Okay. 651. And so this is 13. Now, of course, this is where the sons, you see, the son's hair is representing Jesus at the Last Supper, the sons. So we see 7 here is already denoting Jesus Christ, you could say. Jesus is 11 and Christ is 5. So, but sons here. But we could add this together, but I just want to show you, like when you hear sons as well, you are talking about like whether it was the 12 sons of Jacob or whatever, but there's always one murdering one or something or fighting or whatever, or the son, which would be 12, but of course we have one here. So whether one was adopted or something, but here we are talking about the Last Supper, 13 people at the Last Supper, and so on. So do watch my other videos where I have elaborated on that. So we have 22 minutes here. So this is 4 anyway, and 7. Now, people, I have been doing a lot on the number 11. I mean, I'm just going along with this. Now we have 11. So the seasons takes us back to like Jesus Christ that I have only just mentioned here as number 7. So, or Jesus. So the seasons we could say is Jesus. This is where Jesus have to form himself back into the Christ. So here that is saying that is like one creation. And again we have the like a hidden aspect, because 13 is always holding 2. It's like this is why 2, the word 2 equals, well, if you had 2, the word 2 equals 13, because 2 represents both harmony, togetherness, and death. Okay, hence there's always the death aspect. So we see seasons as 11. We have done a lot about 11. 11 is actually 9 in its glad rags. The word 11, which has Mother Eve in the middle. So we have Mother Eve in the middle. But if we did this 1 1, we would have, which equals 7, another 1 which equals 7, and that takes us back to 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. So this would be, you could see how the season in this case is representing as with 11, it's also representing a newness with Eve in the middle of it. Again, there's this mother holding back, you could say, or she's there to even things up, or leaven things up, or level things up. And so we have 5, which is key, K-E-Y equals 14, just like Eve, E-V-E. EVA 5, 4, 5 equals 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. So Eve is key. Eve is key. And so today I was actually thinking that we speak a lot of God, but I think the highest, or it's like the totality, because like of the totality of all there is, I think really we should stick with the number 5, because the universe as well equals 41, which is 5. We have the number 14 from the generations of Christ, which comes into these 4 sections as well, like I was saying, also equals 41. We have to when we are asked to be fruitful, this is where everything starts with the seed and so on. There is 41. So okay, and then we had seed. So we can see, people, that both of these were giving us 5 plus 5, which is 10, and saying that this is a time for new creation, newness. So with our people, I'm thinking that things are happening just by chance. They are not happening just by chance. Art Kelly had to adopt his arrogance or sense of arrogance or whatever it is, or being untouchable. But again, it's what people come into the world to do. They come, they are gifted. He actually reminded me very much of the story of Lucifer being the bright and shining star in the heavens, and of course was cast down to earth. He reminds me of that. But having said that, I read a little bit on his background on Google last night, and it really did touch my heart. He really did touch my heart. It's just a pity or a shame that he never did seek help at an earlier stage. This is really painful, but then that is the kind of thing that is likely to happen to people who have been sexually abused, and he had a rough time. He really had a rough time. But the ego, he perhaps thought his ego and grandeur and lifestyle would be covering things up. And so that was really something. So my story actually that I want to share with you, I'm going to do in another video about one of my personal experience. Speaking of seasons, again, there's a time and season when one thinks that they'll, the bright and shining star, with their wings flying high, you could fly, yes, but if you've got wings, they can get clipped as well. And this is what has happened. So there is a lot of learning on numerology from this story, but I also like to be able to create a balance in the energies for healing. This is what we are about, cultivating the art of self-love and delving into wisdom that can really help us grow. This is what we are about here. And so I'm sharing stories like R. Kelly and Brother Polite and so on, simply because these are current issues that I think people can learn how to understand, how the energy reverberate, how they play out, like say number 33, because Robert is 33, and actually like Jesus Christ died at 33. Here we have Brother Polite, whose real name is Michael Noak, that is 33 as well, and the number 11. Now I haven't done all the numerical values as in how many letters and so on, because the letters too have their vibration. Everything has significance basically, but when we take the time to learn that, we understand ourselves even more. So I hope you would find this interesting. Please leave your likes and comments, and thank you again for leaving your comments, of course, on other videos, and I look forward to joining you again. Look out for my next video. I think that I've got 2 more videos to post before this one, but who knows, I may post this one even before. So thank you, wonderful ignited souls, stay ignited.